This is Brother Dandan,
And this is Sister Angie,
and welcome to Sunday service.
where we get to say and do whatever the hell we want.
Because I forgot how to do this, but yes,
Because
I didn't prepare enough for a tagline for this part. But yes, we are back. And we're doing it.
finally, yes, Sunday
finally.
service.
And actually,
There
I
are
feel
so many
like-
things.
I feel like the events summed up, parang nagtipon-tipon sila for just in time for us to record.
Absolutely. They were like, we
Eto
need
na,
to do it for them.
The
Yeah.
universe is already giving us a reason to record.
They need something to talk about. Let's give it to them.
Ginusto nila to, ha? Pero, where do we start? Where do you want to start?
Can we start with that issue in Cebu?
Sige.
Because you're in
Okay,
Cebu.
closer to home. Okay. Okay. So, if you have been living under the rock and you haven't heard of what went viral a few weeks back, probably a month back now, by the time you are listening to this episode, there is a personality named Jude Macalso. Okay. And her apparently her pronouns go by she and her, ma'am. Not sure want to be addressed as ma'am, and then there's that. And then the waiter was I believe the waiter was trying to sit her in or be to assist them or to serve them, and then the waiter accidentally addressed her by sir, and then she went berserk. According to the reports, she went berserk, and actually this is from her post na rin, na she went berserk and got mad, and this part I wasn't so clear. I don't know what happened between that incident and until that time that she had the server, the waiter, stand for 2 hours as she discussed things with the waiter.
School them on
Scolded
pronouns.
them, Yeah. And okay. Ikaw muna. Ako ba muna? Sige. Ako na lang muna.
Yeah, ikaw na.
Sige, ako na lang. I didn't react to it. I didn't make a post about it for reasons. Not because I've met this person in person, like in one of the events, and I believe this was during the launch of the Pride events in Cebu last year. And then, I'm like regular person that I didn't have. Alam mo naman ako. I wouldn't interact with anyone unless I really have to. So it's okay. And then apparently from the people I know, they say that she has been doing this. Parang talamak na siya na ganyan dito. Na there was this one post that she posted about something about a successful event, I believe, and then somebody from the organizers commented and said, "Congratulations, sir." And tinalakan niya in that comment. So, yun. And then there are several other incidents pa, according to the people I know, na similar to what happened with the waiter. And the general sentiment of the people here is merese. Buti nga na nangyari sa'yo yan that you are now being bashed online. Ako, my take is deserve nga. Deserve nga na i-bash ka. Deserve nga na talahan ka ng mga tao about it. What I didn't like about that is that people started attacking the gender identity, not the behavior.
Yeah.
And what I didn't appreciate are people who are supposed to be allies, are people you see in parades na making a mockery of people who identifies as trans or a she her,
Mm-hmm.
okay, with their pronouns. And to me it felt like microaggression na yun,
Yeah.
and dumadagdag ka na sa problema the moment na you trivialize the fact that other people would want to be addressed as a certain pronouns or certain to identify as their gender identity. Parte ka na ng problema kasi, and ayoko na sanang isa-isahin pa sila, and then kasi nakakapagod to see people kasi parang the moment that you start trivializing the gender identity and the pronouns and then the pronouns that they want to be addressed as, parang you're giving away for people who are just waiting in the wings na may mangyaring event, na may mangyaring situation to validate na, hey, ayan, nakita nyo na nangyari yan. So, pino-fuel mo yung ano nila, na imbis na sabihin mo na mali yung ginawa niya kasi ganito. Hindi yung, ayan kasi arte-arte ka pa, hindi ka naman mukhang babae. Pa she her ka pa, hindi ka naman mukhang babae. Pa she her ka pa, hindi ka naman, nag-ano. Alam mo yun, parte ka ng problema that way. And then, yung continuation nun came a few weeks later with the Olympics pa. Pero, sige, ikaw muna dun sa issue.
I agree that she... Okay, let's just say nagkamali yung waiter. The waiter made the mistake. I've been called sir many times by accident. It wasn't even, you know what I mean? Like, if I were going to... Sometimes they're tired. Sometimes they're not thinking. Some of them do not have SOGIE education. And that was a teachable moment to explain why I am she, her, why I prefer she, her. Without... Yes, she has rights, but so does the waiter. You don't violate or step on his rights by embarrassing him, humiliating him, making him sad. You know what? If you want to educate him for 2 hours or whatever, you sit him down and say, you tell the boss, I'm going to give him a quick SOGIE talk right now. Give him some background on pronouns. But let the waiter sit here with me and have a conversation. Because, yes, because it's degrading as well. And as long as he wasn't doing it intentionally, he was not intentionally being rude. If this person walks in and says, everybody call me she, her, ha, and he still did it, maybe I'd give her, kasi may fair warning. But if you're just running around trying to serve a bunch of irritated customers for how many hours a day for minimum wage, I mean, whatever. I'm going to call you whatever the fuck I want at this point. I'm tired. I want to go home. And di naman sinadya. I don't think it was intentional. It's different from using a slur. Do you know what I mean? That's different with intention to harm. Yes, we respect people and their pronouns, but not everybody knows how that works.
Girl.
So it's a teachable moment.
You can girl. Sorry.
Yes, it's time to grow. The
Girl.
knowledge is power. The more you know, the more you grow, diba? So in that kilala siya, diba? So it would have been nice if she took that opportunity to show a little bit of grace. You can complain about it like, I had to educate another one.
Yeah.
But this is how I did it. Because if you... Remember when we used to talk about angry atheists? And if you're angry you're really aggressive about it, sometimes it doesn't get your point across. Instead, it makes the person put a wall up.
Ah.
And then the more you have to hammer at that wall.
Mm.
So I understand why people in the community fight hard
Mhm.
because they want to be seen, they want to be accepted, they want to be understood, they want their equal rights. I'm here for it. But sometimes you're not dealing with people who know or understand it. You have to have a little more patience because the
Mhm.
world will not change or ride your train
Oh.
overnight. So I that made me sad. And I agree with you that it leads to making others aggressive and you know, but honestly, it does a disservice to the LGBTQIA plus community because you see these really bad news reports like, oh, that's a representative kasi sumisigaw siya.
Mm.
I am part of the community. I am she, her. But because natabunan yon by
Oh.
stepping on the waiter's rights. So parang, why should we respect your rights if you don't respect other
True.
people? That's
Mm.
the unfortunate part of it. And I think a lot of people who are fighting for those equal rights have to understand that yes, it's frustrating. I'm with you on this, but konting pasensya pa because some
Mm.
people are not closed to learning. They're not aware.
Oh.
They don't know. Malay
Oh.
ba?
Malay
They
ba
don't
nila?
know.
Nagsiserve lang sila and ano according to to what I know, I've learned about the event is nangyari yun rush hour. Maraming
Ah, yeah.
customers. Oh.
Mm-mm. So can you imagine? And then I wish that
Oh.
the manager or the owner of that restaurant had somehow stood up for the wait. Not necessarily stood up for, but maybe been a mediator to kind
Mm.
of meet both, have them both meet halfway.
Ito pa
Diba?
kasi yung nangyari parang friends daw si actually, totoo naman daw pala, apparently, na friends daw ni Jude, yung owners ng restaurant. At
Mm-hmm.
least yung restaurant chain. And then, parang the day after, the next day yata, after the event, um, the the restaurant posted on their page an apology that blah 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 blah.
Mm-hmm.
We apologize for what happened, blah blah. And then they doubled down and posted another one and said, "We stand by with the waiter, with our personnel." Na parang ako naman is teka, hindi you're missing the point of these posts. Dapat huwag ka nang dumagdag, huwag mo nang dagdagan yung galit ng mga
Yeah.
tao. But then again, page nila yun, company nila yun,
Mm.
prerogative nila yun. And then, and that was nakakapagod. Ayoko nang tumingin sa phone ko at that time. And then, I thought nga it was just going to be a localized thing. It would just be in Cebu. And then apparently, extend siya to Manila.
Viral. Viral.
Viral.
Super viral.
I wanted to say na Jude Bacazo does not represent LGBT people. I wanted to say that that's not she's not a representative. Pero kasi she can be seen in events.
Right.
LGBT trade. Oh, right. Napaka-visible nga. And then I hope and sana talaga Jude understands the weight of her the weight of her role in the society na kita siya ng lahat eh. That could have been an avenue for her to be understanding, to open up na, hey, not everything you see in social media about trans people, about
Yes.
people who are trying, who wanted to be called this pronoun, want to identify as a woman, na hindi kami lahat ganito.
Yeah. Yeah.
And unfortunately, that happened and nakaka-frustrate.
Yeah.
I mean, especially as
Yeah.
someone na ambassador, Happy Pride.
Exactly. And people have to understand that it's sometimes you have to take it with a bit of grace
Mm.
because you're like the poster girl at that point. In that moment you're the poster girl for
Oh.
that. So, yeah. So you mentioned earlier. Let's go into to international.
Mm.
The Olympics
The Olympics.
2024. Woo!
I love the Olympics.
I don't even watch the Olympics. I don't care for the Olympics.
I only watch it for swimming,
Of
gymnastics,
course.
and specifically men's. And
Oh, but
apparently they-
hey,
Hmm.
Philippines won gold, huh?
Yes, congratulations. And I want to discuss that later
Okay.
pa. Sige. But first, with the Olympics, we begin with the opening
Oh my gosh.
ceremony.
Oh God.
Oh my god. So apparently after watching the opening ceremony, a lot of Christians went out with their torches and pitchforks and almost literally did that, ha? Parang I saw a picture about it. Because apparently there is a scene in the opening ceremony that they say is depicting the Last Supper with drag queens. And then, only for a few hours or the next day, the Olympics posting that this is not the Last Supper. This is Dionysus, the scene of the Feast of Dionysus. And then, ang nakakainis is that Christians won't take back that they were duped. Na parang, no, I don't care what you say, the Feast of Dionysus, Feast of Dionysus. We know what we saw. You have offended us with drag queens.
I would love for them to show me one of their Last Supper pictures with the big blue guy. Like, where was the big blue guy at the Last Supper? Diba?
I think they took they took so much offense with the drag queens in it. I think, I believe, kasi na parang they can't be. It's
Is it wrong that I thought it was so baduy? Like, I for the magnitude of the Olympics, I felt like it was so underwhelming.
It felt like it felt like a British comedy on TV.
Dry.
Dry. Oh, ganun.
One, the song wasn't nice. I didn't feel it.
Hindi siya parang uniting world event.
No, it could have been a party song for all I care. But it's like,
Diba, sa London, Spice Girls. Hello.
but I was like, I looked at them in drag and I'm like, oh, tapos. And you know what they didn't mention? Prior to that, those same drag queens were that was a runway for a fashion show. Why the hell is there a fashion show in the opening of the Olympics?
Well, Paris,
ju-
capital of fashion.
But I don't give a shit. That's a joke. You already have Paris Fashion Week. Agagawa mo pa yung Olympics? And I'm sorry, but like, call me biased if I'm biased, but is that okay? You're at the fashion capital. Are those costumes is that the best drag you could get?
This is not the slay that you think it is. Delete it, girl.
I'm so sorry. You do what you gotta do, but tapos like the guy in blue makeup, and then he stands up and he's got these weird like fake flowers on him. I'm like, you couldn't even find some nicer like. I was so underwhelmed. And then the reaction that people had, I'm like, this does not even look like the Last Supper. There's like 20 people up there. Count the Last Supper. Di kayo marunong magbilang? Like, how many apostles were there? I mean, okay, throw in Judas. But I mean, like, really?
They were so offended na may bata daw. It's a propaganda naman daw. It's a gay agenda that they are...
Actually, I think it was an agenda to promote wine and debauchery. But it's such a fail for me because it was so underwhelming. And they were trying so hard. Like, I needed some more drag fabulousness from the drag, because they didn't even focus on those drag queens. Like, why are you getting them up drag for this shit? And sana they just came as them, like, it's not easy to be standing in those outfits. And then you have a fashion show with the drag queens watching. Yeah, you couldn't share outfits with them so that they'd be a little more fabulous. It was weird. It was so weird. And yes, I don't know why everybody had to chime in, even the Vatican. Like, really? Did that look like the Last Supper to you? If you don't know that it's not...
What did the Vatican say?
They just thought it was not nice. Like, that was rude. You shouldn't do that. But I'm like, why? What were they portraying? Singing out, what were they portraying? Do you know how many...
I don't think that's from Saint Francis. Pope Francis.
Pope Francis.
I don't
think about it. Even in Philippine national costumes, sometimes they have the ones with the ray, like the rays of the sun. It's not just Jesus, y'all.
Oh.
People can wear the rays of the sun, y'all. The sun belongs to everybody.
It's a sun god. It's a sun Ra. I don't know. Egyptian one. Ra.
But I don't understand.
Nice.
I don't understand this obsession with, like, oh, we're so offended. Really? How do you think Pura feels?
Because Christians get hard at the thought of being... They get hard on at the thought of being persecuted. I feel
but it was,
so persecuted.
Guess what? News alert. Guess what? Wrong God.
Wrong God, people. Wrong God. Oh my
There
God.
was a God, but... And you know what? I'm disappointed in that God, too. You're the fucking God of wine. Can you kind of spice it up a bit? Like, give me a little wiggle or something. Because you're just like, no. When you get a bottle of wine in you, that's not how you're going to look or feel. No. So, now, moving on to, can I just say... I thought it was...
I want to go back and just say something about the Olympics. And then, it's, parang about the post I saw about the opening, parang, this is a reflection of how little Christians know how plagiarized their religion is. I urge Christians, Catholics around the world, examine your faith. And then, ito na yung testament that kung gaano ka konti yung alam mo, ganun ka kaingay about it. Kasi the more people know little, or the little, or the less people know about their religion, ganun sila ka-offended about what happened. When in fact, that scene, the Last Supper scene, is a plagiarism of that scenario, of that scene with the Feast of Dionysus. Noah's Ark is a plagiarism of Enuma Elish. A lot of things about the Bible is a plagiarism. And then, siguro ito na yung atheistic crown ko, or atheistic hat ko that I'm gonna wear for this show. Na parang, kalma. Wala namang.
How did it hurt you?
Oh.
How did it hurt you?
Did it stop you from going to church and eating your wafer, circular wafer, tasteless wafer?
And drinking your wine from Dionysus?
Oh. Did it stop you Did it stop the priest from 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 abusing outer voice?
Oh, that leads me to the next thing.
Sige.
Do you know the controversy behind, I forget his name, but the Dutch athlete? A lot of people are protesting.
Isa pa, sige.
The one who went to jail for rape.
And according to the court documents, he was told by the judge na, I hope you realize the gravity of what you did, that you will never represent the country in the Olympics, and that you will never add any, you will never add any honor to this country. Only a few years later, for him to represent the country in the Olympics.
That's a slap in the face of the victim and of the judicial system in their country.
Why?
That's horrible. That's like, I understand people sometimes you need a second chance, but the fact that he met this girl online, flew to her, and knowing she's 12 and he's 19, dude, she's a child compared to you. And you flew for that. That was not just, she told me she was 18. Like, I'm not saying it's going to excuse it, but let's say you're just out at a party and, she lied about her age. But this is premeditated. You fucking got on a plane knowing that this is a little girl. So, for some reason, this Olympics is a hot mess.
Yeah.
It's a hot mess. I fully support the choice of Snoop Dogg carrying the torch for America. Yes, please.
He's a pretty chill guy.
He's like, you know what I love? It's like, yes, this is an honor, but we're gonna party. Like, let's not take it too seriously.
Oh.
Plus, the torch looked like a huge joint. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, you think it's cute that Jin from BTS is for South Korea? No, Snoop Dogg doing the crip walk with a torch is giving me life. And then
I think see, Ellen DeGeneres was one of them there? No.
I can't remember.
Oh, okay. Sige. Maybe
I
it was
know.
a previous Olympics pa. Oh.
I really don't care as long as it's Snoop. It just gives me life. It's one of the only best decisions that America made. Okay? In recent times.
Speaking of America, America not qualifying in any of the shooting games.
In any what?
In any of the shooting games. They didn't win any medal. It is a reflection now of what happened a few weeks ago.
That's controversial, huh? I have my doubts about that attempt. Lots of conspiracy theories, but we're on the Olympics now.
Yeah.
But one of my favorite things about the opening ceremony, when people were like the French were getting upset over that heavy metal band performing with Marie Antoinette's and like bloodshed. They made like ribbons or something fly. It looks like blood. So I got really curious. Like, yeah, that seems so tacky. Why would you have Marie Antoinette? And then when I realized, no, y'all are just offended by your own history.
Yeah, they're the French.
Yeah.
Everyone knew about it. Come on, guys.
Everybody knows. We already know. Like, why are you gonna hide it? You might as well own it. You know, that was very on brand. I was more entertained by that than the drag. Very underwhelming. More effort was put into that skit, like that part. with the ribbons and the
Oh,
ship, and I was just like,
and her head na
wow.
dito sa...
And there's like in each window, there's a Marie
Oo.
Antoinette. Oh,
Sa kanya.
that was like, wow, you guys thought that out with precision. And then they're standing on the ledges of each of those really high windows, and they have to have a harness just in case. I'm like, that's it. That's it.
Medyo.
That's what you call like entertainment
That's a show.
value.
Yeah.
South Korean swim team were like, fuck this hot bus. We're gonna move out of the Olympic Village and get to a hotel 5 minutes from the arena. Go South Korea.
Kasi naman, cardboard beds.
No, well that happen in Japan too.
Oh.
It's not that. They were complaining about the bus ride because for some reason the organizers thought it would be a good idea to tape up all the windows and like cover them. I'm thinking for safety precautions so nobody's like seeing you in the bus. But then due to the syempre, high volume of traffic, it's the Olympics. Everything near the from the Olympic Village to the arena is going to be traffic. So instead of 30-minute biyahe, it became an hour, hour and a half. Very, very Manila. So with no air conditioning.
Yeah.
Or like they're suffocating and I get it. You're about to go compete. You need to be at your top of your game. So if you're like sweating already before you get there and you're nahihilo and you're lacking oxygen, that makes sense to me. It's like, you know what? Fuck it. We're gonna go check into this hotel and walk it 5 minutes. Diba? Kaloka. I don't even know.
Okay. So we move on to another hot topic. Ito, I promise we will end on a good note, but dito muna tayo kay Imani Khalif from Algeria.
Okay.
And so people, I think it's one of the Facebook article news who went on and said that she's a trans man. Trans man. And then nga natalo niya yung opponent niya and it was an unfair, and the tone of the article was like that it was an unfair advantage because Imani Khalif is a man. It's a trans man. It's a trans woman. So man who transitioned or who identifies as a woman. And knowing our wonderful social media, everyone hopped on the bandwagon and hated on Imani Khalif. Only for the Olympics to release a statement saying that Imani Khalif was born a woman, declared a woman in Algeria. At birth, she grew up as a woman, and then that she has a DND or a hormonal imbalance, making her body produce more testosterone, making her appear more masculine than everyone. Ang nakakainis kasi is that people who jumped on the bandwagon and said that she's a trans man are the same people who are so easy to say na you should identify by whatever it is between your legs. They're so hard pressed on that na kailangan ganon. Kailangan ganon, kung anong nasa gitna ng hita mo, yun ka. Huwag kang mag-ambisyon. Huwag kang mag-ano. For them to only find out that Imani Khalif was born a woman, and then may testosterone, may hormonal imbalance siya, making her body produce more testosterone. And then now they're jumping on the testosterone in the hormone bandwagon and saying that because of her testosterone levels, she can never be a woman. So dati, ini-ignore nyo, galit na galit kayo, kasi, sorry riled up ako dito. Dati galit na galit kayo sa arguments, na dinidismiss nyo yung arguments about a hormone na it's a spectrum, everyone's different, everyone has different levels of hormones, estrogen versus testosterone. So nagkakaiba. Iba-iba tayo ng level ng hormones. And it's a spectrum. And you are dismissing that strictly by saying dapat kung anong nasa gitna ng hita mo yun yung identity mo. Ngayon, lumabas yung issue about the hormone. So, ngayon nasasabihin nyo na, hormone yan. Hormone and ganyan. It sounds like babae kasi siya. Mas madaling i-invalidate ang babae. Mas madaling i-invalidate ang achievement ng babae. Kaya ganyan kayo. Nakakagigil lang na walang tatanggap na nagkamali sila. Nagkamali kayo, you were reactionary and you said that. And I wanna go back to any previous arguments you have about trans women to invalidate them. And by saying na hindi sila babae kasi may ari sila ng lalaki. Tapos ngayon, she was born a woman. She has the female genitalia. Tapos ngayon, hindi invalidate nyo rin siya. Choose a lane. Choose a lane. Choose a fucking lane.
I think it's more because they were proven wrong. So they just have to find a way to not be embarrassed
Be double down.
for judging someone based on their appearance. Because there are lots of women who are born biological women but have very manly features. And it's really a hormonal thing. So, if the Olympics was able to prove, imagine what she has to go through to prove that she's born a woman. That's already humiliating enough. Why don't y'all just... Can we just let it be? You know, I'm still on the fence about this whole actually letting yung fully transitioned, as in talagang they went to an operation, because there are still some things internally like bone structure. There's still a lot of stuff that science needs to work out with us. But because y'all just wanted to judge how she looks, that's all it is what she looked like. And then because, but then she still can't be a woman because, really? She was already born with the vagina and the uterus and the ovaries. Ayaw nyo pa. So, I don't know. People just need something to argue about. That's the bottom line. They just need something to fight about. Yun na yun.
Nakakapagod, nakaka-frustrate. And I'm glad that the Olympics released a statement about this, just because I thought that they could have done a better job at determining or making a better match, and by adding several factors. And apparently they adopted whatever rules were made in the previous Olympics. So kung ano yung ginawa sa Tokyo, yun na lang din na ginawa nila. And for them to make any changes now, or months or years coming into the Olympics, would be against the rules na.
Right.
Pwede.
Of course.
It should have been done many Olympics before pa.
Absolutely.
So I guess this should be the start of when people should start reviewing the rules for the Olympics. And kasi ang notion dyan is people will always have an unfair advantage or certain degrees of advantage over their opponents. Michael Phelps is uh, has like really wide shoulders and arms, and his body doesn't produce the lactic acid that makes his muscle tire out so quickly. So
Mm-mm.
may certain advantages talaga, and it's not up to us mere mudbloods or mere muggles to decide on that. And we need to, and dito na kailangan nating ipasok mga eksperto. And ang role natin ngayon is to be as accepting
Mhm.
as possible, make space for those who want to make space. At the same time, in us finding space, wag nating hayaan na mawalan naman din ng space yung iba
Yeah.
that who have been fighting for their space that they have now. But, sige, happy note.
Okay, let's end on a happy note.
Carlos Yulo. Actually, medyo parang
Yes!
may end ko to ng medyo not so happy note. But yes, congratulations, Carlos Yulo, for winning
Yes.
your gold. Our second gold medal. Imagine that. That's only our second. And then I'm so happy that it was a woman who first won.
Oh,
gold for the
absolutely.
Philippines.
Yes.
And it's a woman winning a gold medal in weightlifting. At the same time, a man winning a gold medal
In gymnastics?
gymnastics. Where are your gender roles now? Pero happy. I'm actually start pa lang ng Olympics na nakikita ko people have been posting about Carlos Yulo na parang he failed para do sa pommel, na naglag siya sa pommel horse. Tapos he placed 12 pa sa some events, and then parang sabi ko, please ibigay niyo na to kay Carlos Yulo. And I think this time he deserves it na parang for how many Olympics and games sa Asian and ASEAN games parang he's been trying to get a hold of that elusive gold. And this time ibigay niyo na sa kanya.
Yeah. I think this is the time. I don't like it when, I'm so sorry, being a half-blood, I'm not, you can be proud of the mixed ones, but if they're not playing for your team, can you just give them over to the other side? Just like, hey, I see your Pinoy half, rock on. But
US,
yeah, or wherever they're from. Please invest in the ones here because they don't get the same love. Why are you all not screaming the same way? Like, hey, look at all the half-bloods that are yeah, but they're not fighting for you. They're not playing for you.
They're playing ng US yan.
Or sa ibang, but like wherever they were born, that's who they're playing for. And by this point in the whole entire world, everybody's got a little drop of something else already. We're not all like, So I feel like let's take a moment and appreciate these young athletes, these new athletes who really had to work fucking hard.
Yes.
I mean, they're not Manny Pacquiao who built up a name and is getting beat every time, bugbugs like every other, how many fights in a year or every other year. Yeah. This is a young guy who fought his way and he did it. Like, why not? And then, can we also be fair? This is his moment. Don't compare. Okay, what's her name? Yeah, like, she had her moment. We love her. This is his moment now. Let him have it.
Yes.
Let him have it. And again, let's just say, how are we doing with our categories? I am more disappointed talaga in how super underwhelming yung drag. If that's French drag, if that's the representation of French drag, and that's the best they could find, I don't know.
May leg ng drag race sa French, Pero I wanna go back to Carlos Yulo, and then apparently there's another controversy surrounding his win.
No.
Hindi na parang he was so he voluntarily orphaned himself na pala.
Oh
He
no.
he disowned his mother, his parents,
Okay.
his family
Okay.
na pala. Kasi
He's from Malate, di ba?
I believe so, yeah.
Mm.
And then apparently na galit siya sa mom niya for mishandling his winnings from ASEAN, the Asian Games, sa mga games na nauna pa.
We surprised? Are we surprised?
And then since ginawa nga niya kasi Carlos chose his girlfriend coach over his family. Well, it's a decision. It's an adult decision, which I respect that. And he has his reasons. And for a child to voluntarily orphan himself, that must have been something really heavy for a child to do that. Kasi parent ka na.
No, but you wait. You wait for comments. Walang utang na loob. Magulang mo pa rin yan.
Oo. Tapos ito pa kasi malala sana. Parang okay sana kung tahimik ang mother. During one of the events in gymnastics, and Japanese team won. The mother posted na lakas na lakas talaga ng Japan. And then tapos parang sa mga comments pa nakalagay na hope na lang tayo sa mga kapatid. Si Carlo, tinag pa niya yung Carlo, ibang kapatid ni Carlos to and then yung isa pang kapatid na by 2028 mananalo tayo ng gold, ganyan na parang ina mo yung anak mo lumalaban, isa dyan. And God, nakakaano na parang feeling ko talaga deserve ni Carlos to.
It just goes to show that sometimes it's better to choose your girlfriend. Because they got you somewhere. Diba? Different intentions. Siguro naman if the mother didn't squander his earnings that he fought for and he earned. Diba? Hindi joke maging athlete. It's hard work.
Oh.
And you only get one shot every how many years to try and earn. So, yeah. It's okay. Good for him.
Yeah.
Good for him. Okay. So,
deserve ba to, Carlos? And I'm happy na more and more Filipino athletes are qualifying kasi apparently, di ba, may mga qualifying rounds pa yan before the actual Olympics. And ang galing. People are pursuing more of that, and then we're getting good job. And sana we see more of that, and then
more support from the government for those.
More facilities for them to train, hindi yung diving tapos nagtitrain sila sa kutso.
Yeah. Try nila, no? Konting investment sa people.
Hindi yung nananalo lang sila doon sa sila, 'di ba? I mean, deserve ng mga nanalo natin, yung mga napapanalo na nila. And hindi yung mga magkakaroon lang sila ng prestige kapag nanalo na sila.
Right. Kawawa naman kasi sila. Totoo yun. So, yes. So, wow, we finally did a Sunday service. Yay! Yahoo!
And hopefully we do this more frequently now.
We will. Yes. We are ready. We're back.
Okay. So, like always, I want you, our listeners, to keep us posted on any issues that you want to hear our opinions on. Not expert opinions, but our opinions.
Not expert. I love that. Disclaimer, not expert opinion.
Not expert opinions. But yes, let us, if you want us in on any issues, tag us and connect us via social media. We are Godless Chorizo on Instagram and X.
On Facebook, we're Godless Langganisa.
And if you have a story that you would like to share with us, or if you are a brand who would like to partner with us, send us an email at godlesslonganisa@gmail.com.
If you'd like to join our heavenly bodies and support us, you can do so. Find us on PayPal, Godless Chorizo. And just one last note, how do you feel about our videos? Do you like having the videos? Yeah, let us know if you like being able to see us, because we will probably improve our quality.
Yes.
videos
Looking for ways. Alright, guys. So if you know of better ways to do it,
or
videos,
preferences,
preferences. Gusto nyo ba, may mga dancing naked men behind?
branding. Um,
I like that you went to branding and I went to dancing naked men in the background.
it that is our brand. That's really what
That's
we are. Yeah. On point. On point.
But hey, we're open to any suggestions, and I'm glad to be back. Yay!
Me too. Me too.
Yes, yes.
All right.
Well,
So until
more-
next time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
until next week in another episode of Sunday Service in Godless Organization. But until then, this has been your hosts, Tito Dandan.
And Tita Angie.
God bless everyone.
God bless.